Info Dan exclusive. This is your brother, David Beloved, reporting live, streets of South Bronx. We bumped into the bishop, the Watchman, you know what I'm saying? What's going on with you, brother?
Very much. First and foremost, man, I want to say peace, hotep, shalom, salawah, to all my brothers and sisters out there, and to all my kings and queens, waking people up every day with this information and knowledge. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. We give blessings with many blessings as flow. All forgiving shout out to Info Den, with my brother David Beloved, for having me once more. It's always a pleasure. I'm humble, I'm honored, and I'm privileged even to be here on this camera to be able to give, what our people need, and that's information, about what's happening, what's going on.
Right. Hey man, we were talking about something briefly, man, in terms of the connection. I know you did a powerful presentation a little while back, breaking down Kemet, connection with the Book of Revelation. Expound on that, man. You was talking about some Bible verses dealing with Kemet, Egypt, and how it's in relation to the children of Israel. Briefly, because I know we could probably spend hours on this topic. What's your take on that, man? There's some verses in the Bible pertaining to Kemet and Egypt. Break that down for us, brother.
Well, first and foremost, like I always tell my Hebrew brothers and my Kemetic brothers, the fight is not between us. We got to come together as unity. You got to understand, at one time, Egypt was great. At one time, Israel was great. But conflict came in. Conflict came into play. You know what I'm saying to you? So when the Most High sends to Egypt into captivity, you know what I'm saying to you, for that period of time, he calls out of Egypt. But you got to understand that the Africans, the Egyptians, were God's first people, but the Israelites was God's first chosen people. So there's a difference between when he did the separation. But you got to understand, in Hosea chapter 13, verse 4, he says, I'm the God of Kemet, I'm the God of Egypt. But also out of Egypt have I called my son. This is where we get Hosea from. This is where we get Isaiah, and also Matthew also confirms it as well. So when we're dealing with these different things, especially with the different netters and the gods and goddesses of Egypt, we got to very understand and understand that these Egyptian goddesses and gods are no other than angelic beings that came down here from grace. You understand? So that's where there's a connection at, even with the bloodline of who we have here, even dealing with the bloodline of Adam and Noah, and going from Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All these things are connection with it was. So these angelic beings, these goddesses, just like, for example, I'll give you one. Look at Osar, who's falsely called Osiris in the Greek. You know what I'm saying to you? Just recently in the History Channel, they're trying to find out if Osar was no other than an angelic being, an extraterrestrial, or a robot. Because of different things that was happening, they're trying to study Kemet right now. They're trying to study different places in Israel to find out these things was happening. Okay, there's a difference between slavery, captivity, and being of service. You understand? So there was more than one exodus. We had an exodus that's not only biblically speaking, but there's Egyptologists, archaeologists now that's showing and proving that the exodus indeed happened. But not only did the exodus happen, all other three exodus happened. Egyptians also had people not just enslaved, but they had people that they served. There's difference between being sold and bought, and the difference between going to war and then going to captivity. So when you deal with different tribes in Egypt and different tribes at that time, after they defeated a tribe, that tribe became a part of their tribe and became a part of that kingdom, that palace, that temple. So that's what that is there. So with a shadow of doubt, and I'm going to put it out there, the Egyptian deities are no other than angelic beings that came down here from the Most High. When you deal with the ancient Sumerian tablets, you'll find this. When you deal with the Kemetic teaching, you'll find it. When you deal with the Ugaritic text that deals with El, okay, but those were Bel and Asherah. You'll find about this Council of El. All these different things was taking place and happening. So when you read the Bible, you can't read it from a camp perspective. You can't read it from a European perspective. You can't read it from a theological perspective. You got to read the word of Yah by the Spirit of Yah, and you'll find these things. So all these different things they're creating about how Esau is the white man. Esau is not the white man. However, the black woman, which is the mitochondria DNA, mitochondria Eve, produces every race on this planet. So when you deal with the descendants today, the descendants of the day are of Esau's children. However, they speak about white devils, but there's not only white devils, there's black devils as well. And from my understanding, man, we've been worshiping this beast here in America. And until we come back together as a people, we tried everything. NAACP, Honorable Marcus Garvey, Khalid Muhammad, you understand, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Black Lives Matter, all these different things. But until we find out and keep the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High, then we're going to come back to this truth. But we try everything except for that. We're afraid to break the world's law, but we ain't scared to break God's law. So there's a problem now happening here. And we got to be able to stand as a people and be able to raise the people and raise the people in the streets. And that's what it's about.
Powerful words from the brother right here, the Watchman. You know what I'm saying? He said it all right there. we're gonna stay tuned because we're gonna do another presentation. Hopefully, God willing, we're gonna join forces and put some information out to the people. That's what it is. Good looking, brother.
All right.
Always dropping it on them. All right. This is brother David Beloved signing in, signing out. Info Den reporting live from 138 for St. Anne. Stay up.